add himself to the stage. And there is an elephant, and it should have really been this. Yes, Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, here for another exciting episode. You may have heard some of the stuff I was talking about in the background. Disaster in Dubai, where head of operations, where all the scammers live, is causing mayhem. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to get some live update from the Zoom meeting. I've got the Zoom meeting ready to go, and I've got myself a doozy name, which might be a little bit of a giveaway. Something to do with ocean and pedal. You might have enjoyed the thumbnail that you saw popped up a minute ago. The meeting will be open. I'm just still setting up some of the other stuff that I need to do, so you'll just have to bear with me, but we're ready to rock and roll. Today is question and answers. In the first part of the meeting, I really struggled to get my sound going for the meeting. I got my sound going, but I couldn't get its sound, so I may have the same problem. I'm having problems trying to figure out what it is. I think I'm on top of it, but something's gone wrong lately ever since I got tech support from Crypto G and Bob. So we'll get that right in a minute. But in the meantime, we are live. If you want to share the link, there will be a link in the chat room for the video. And if you can share that on your social media and get it out, I'm actually streaming on 9 different platforms at the moment. So that's quite exciting to be able to do that. I use StreamYard, which is really cool. And if you want a link to make me some money, go into the description. There's a link to how you can get yourself set up on StreamYard. It's pretty cool. So now what I need to do is to go into the live meeting and get the chat box going so that I can cut and paste things. It's too hard to complicated to explain, and it doesn't even look like I've... Yes, I do have sound. Everything's happening all at once here. Hopefully the Zoom meeting will start soon. They started about 10 minutes late this morning, which is great because it gives me a bit of time to get organized. We have been bouncing into other people's Zoom meetings, which has been lots of fun. And we've got Crypto G already in the crowd there, and he's saying the finger of blame always points towards yourself. That's very good. So do you think that Crypto G is actually in a canoe at the moment, pointing, saying, not my problem, but then all the fingers are pointing back at himself because it is his problem? I believe that for so as well. All right, so anyone want to join us? Crypto G is a perfect opportunity for jump on stage. Susie Stealth isn't here. She's on date night, and Rob isn't here as either, and it is actually raising a few questions where those two actually are. And I don't know if they are together, but it would be quite a bit of an eye-opener, really, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm not going to say that. But anyway, that's what's happened. So Susie's not here today, unless she's on her phone watching in. That could be a possibility. That link that I've just posted in the chat room, the YouTube chat window, means that you can actually come and join me on stage and be part of the what we discover in real time. We currently have 7 people in the chat room. It's just all go today. So now I need to make sure that I can get sound going. So I need a test. I'm going to listen to myself. All right, so what I need is somebody to tell me whether they can hear me. And the problem is you can't hear that because my browser has just come up and said, has lost connection to your shared screen audio. So this is the problem I'm having. You can hear me talk, but you can't hear when I play the videos, and it's such a pain in the bum. Can you say that again? Look, mate, I don't need the jokes right now. I'm trying to work shit out. Okay, so I'm going to go present. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to go re-present the screen. I'm going to grab the floods, and I'm going to share that here. Now, technically speaking, you should hear this video now. Streaming on 9 different platforms at the moment, so that's quite exciting to be able to do that. I use StreamYard, which is really cool. Did you hear my video playing? Want a link to make me some money? Go. Did you hear that? So can you hear the video when I press play? Into the description, there's a link to how you can get yourself set up on stream. Okay, and what I'm going to do is do another wee test. Go to my channel, and we'll go and play some shorts while we're waiting. So some really good shorts here at the moment.
I want to know if everyone's going to be taken care of. You said, hold on.
I do as well. I do as well.
Okay, they said to us, we're going to make everyone that has not been able to withdraw, that has never been withdrawn, to be whole to what they have brought in. I have a whole list of people who have done the first withdrawal and it's still pending. The second withdrawal is still pending. I set it up.
You missed my, did you not hear? I said it's done manually. They have to do it manually to make sure they're not going to, listen, if it was the automatic as
For
it was
9
before,
months, Keith, for 9 months.
I don't know when the first withdrawal attempt was made, but all I know is that they're doing it manually and they are actually sending out withdrawals because, as I said, I see how many they do on a daily basis. And
I see it too. Okay,
so we know that they're doing something, but it's manual, David, not.
I want to know if everyone's going to be taken care of. You said, hold on.
I do. That's why I'm still here. And as I said, it's not about me and the leaders.
Yeah, Keith,
we all have to have what we call asset negotiation, Marcus. Yeah, that they made. I wrote it down, so I understand what that means as well. Let's say you're owed $1 million. Then have an asset negotiation with you. Let's say I'm owed 30 million. Not saying that I am, but let's say I am. They have to have asset negotiation with me and maybe give me a token and stick me on a smart contract. It's just logical. But what I won't do is delay, do nothing. And then who knows where we're going to be, because you have to at some point say in or out. I'm in or out. Thanks, Marcus. And a plan that looked pretty good. And as I said, they have said, and they've assured me that Hyperverse will not be allowed to crash. Now, and they said also, Marcus, that they are ring fencing as a priority individuals who are yet to receive.
So these are the lies that you get to hear.
And I've been saying this
on
to
these
them
people that are on
for the
this
last
page.
8 to
Can
10
you
months
hear
before
that,
we even became
video? I hope
Hyperverse. You know why? Because I understand the importance of
Keith Williams talking.
if individuals get 1 time, forget the 4 times, but get at least 1 time, then then if they don't get 3 or 4 times as per the promise, it's only a promise is pending, then at least they can't go and say, I did not get my product, I did not get the service as promised, i.e. the 4 times. We're only talking about the.
But what legacy do you want to leave? Are you doing these presentations in Zoom meetings? Are you trying to build other people's wealth like you claim? Or are you struggling to survive yourself and you think that if only I had 1,000 people buy these packages, I could be rich, I could be wealthy, I could buy myself a £3 million mansion, I could buy some property and I've had that passive income. If only these people that are in these Zoom meetings would hurry up and buy these packages so I get the percentage every time I sell one. What legacy?
I'm shaking in my boots. Do you think your irritation will derail us? You're just a pimp, plain and simple.
Just wait for the
Us
meeting
little
to start
man.
up.
Watch out, bro. You may have to deal with some heavy stuff coming your way. Hope your partner is ready for the fight. Be careful who you're messing with. I really feel sorry for you. No money, and almost homeless, and now you see an easy gravy train. Negative news cell, right? Don't you feel like a failure? Your family must be pretty disappointed in you too. I would be. I feel sorry for them. You at the head of the family. Embarrassing. Being a Jehovah Witness cult member must have been a very bad experience. Totally messed you up, right?
Pretty aggressive, isn't it? I mean, he didn't know me from a bar stroke, really. He's telling me I'm a broke-ass man. I don't mind being broke. And what's wrong with not having any money, by the way? These guys chase money like it's their religion. It's like a religious cult. And then the other thought, he said he's going to hope your partner is ready for the fight.
I'm shaking in.
What did you expose?
Well, what I was doing on my phone was I have my wallet on my phone, and someone was helping me
see your
to
wallet,
move
lady.
some funds to my WAS so I can buy.
Keep bringing her. It's more fun.
I can buy what? That's the guy calling me. He doesn't stop calling me. He's calling me all the time. So, so in that process,
you can block numbers.
Yeah,
right?
block me because you don't want me to keep telling her it's a scam.
You can block numbers from calling
yes,
you.
the thing, because I had gone in and
I'm literally
I had gone in and changed my password. on my phone was I have my wallet on my phone.
Just
And
Jesus,
someone
make sure
was
that sound
helping
into
me
your
to
wallet, lady.
move some funds to my WAS so I can buy
Keep ringing her. It's more fun.
and buy what that's the guy calling me. He doesn't stop calling me. He's calling me all. Someone hacked my account.
Here we go.
And I was trying to do something the other day on my phone, and I know too well not to expose my, not to point my phone to my computer. And I didn't think that the angle I was sitting, somehow
Your screen
my information got on the computer, and this guy, Danny,
yeah, it's me.
he calls himself the the Crypto Avenger. I think maybe some of us know him.
Everyone.
So he got all my information and called me right away. Immediately, I finished doing what I was doing.
If you've got 60,000 license holders, you've got 60,000 bots. I had not thought about. My God, I had not thought about this. You've got 60,000 individual bots.
Right, we're just actually waiting for them to let us in. I won't give away my identity, but Crypto G, you're here. Nice to have you here. What did you make of this morning's shenanigans?
I haven't really plugged in, to be perfectly honest. Give me a 1 minute, the 30-second update.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't launch because aliens come down from outer space and abducted Chavez, and they took the laptop where he had all the DNS information, and he managed to escape from the aliens, but he managed to get himself into a canoe. And they said that they've had to be evacuated, but the real story was the aliens were trying to abduct Chavez. So God's been watching Chavez, and God said, look, you've been a naughty boy. I'm not dealing with you anymore. Satan's going to deal with you. But in the meantime, God let the heavens roar down with the rain and the thunder and the lightning that caused all the floods. And Chavez is currently trying to escape Dubai in a canoe.
Well.
Tell you, it all happens. And George has been looking into it. And Richard, well, he's in the truck and he's sitting in his high chair and he's going, yeah. But in the meantime, we're actually waiting for the primetime meeting to start, and it's 11:15, and nothing's happened.
Well, yeah. Oh, let's see. Hey, let's see.
Yeah, it's just going to get better from there. But we have actually managed to hook up a few new wallet addresses by the sounds of it, which is quite interesting. So I believe that Susie and yourself have actually discovered perhaps the chain of money and where it's actually going. Is that an assumption I shouldn't make?
Well, hey, I don't want to stop you making assumptions, Danny.
That would be hard to do, mate.
I just think they're reshuffling and repositioning. Yeah, they're just creating a whole bunch of new wallets, a new network. I think that's what they're doing. I'm going to have a little look whilst I'm listening to you and hopefully contributing something of value at points. I shall be in the background having a little look because I haven't plugged in today. I've had a couple of days off. It's been really nice. I watched a bit of telly. Haven't done any real education work. I've stayed away from it. It's been good. Yeah, it has been quite interesting the last few days, though. I mean, Rob's on the tail with all the news and the updates and the disrumbled community. A lot of the stats and the figures that they're telling us to, we have found they're actually listening to us. Did you hear that recording? Didn't you? You got to that stage where I listened. I have to admit, I have been listening to Rob in the shower. Actually, I have to put him on full blast so that I can hear him, and he's upside down, hanging from the glass panel. But yeah. I'm just listening to you, Rob. Nothing else, lad. Nothing else.
nothing. No, he's done pretty well actually. He's a wee bit excess because he's been taking a lot of notes. He's just used a lot of logic, even though the 100 transactions per second. If this did work, and they did release 60,000 bots for people to use for arbitrage trading, it would actually theoretically, going by Rob's maths, there would be hundreds of transactions per second happening, which would overload the system, especially since they've been only testing the system on 10 transactions a minute. I think it's the most we've ever seen in this arbitrage trading sort of idea.
They've set themselves up for a problem ahead for sure. But he's doing really well. It's just the difficulty is getting something new into the content. Each time it's difficult for you guys.
Rob just said, "What are you doing with my soap?" Goodness me.
Dove, mate. Dove.
Yeah. Some interesting stuff though. I mean, I've got the screen up. I know you always ask these technical questions, and it's quite nice when you're here because often Rob will probably pop up now. You've said that because pop up on the screen to come in. But we've been watching a lot of these test accounts do some transactions, and that you believe they're probably not going to carry on using Boom controller. The Boom flash loan number 4. What do they call it? The Boom.
Yeah, well, that's right. We suspected there might be a V5 or a withdrawal wallet, another withdrawal wallet. But Susie, I haven't looked at the latest, but it looks like they've got another wallet they've set up, which they'll be using.
We did track. We've got this suspected Boomerang Flash Loan Authority V5 ? Wallet. And I've got it on the screen, as you can see. But I'm looking at failed flash loads. But I did.
Oh, right. These are active. This 2-3 days ago. We want something really in the last 5 to 10 hours, really, don't we?
Yeah, I think it's hard. So that would be a bit suspicious about that one. But then if we went back to number 4 and see if there's any, can we do silly things like go back to the main? Okay, I've got a theory for you. And Bob said something really cool. He said the fact that they're making everyone adjust their wallet. Oh my goodness!
Did that go up then?
No. Look at this. Look at the monies. They've topped it up again.
Yeah. So didn't it just go up then, or was it maybe that was just a price?
No,
change?
this has all been topped up.
Have a look in the transactions, go and see see if there's any sign of.
I reckon they're going to put it back how it was, because it can't work. Even though Chavez is in the canoe.
This is the main admin. This is one of Chavez's, though, isn't it? Ending 106A. Yeah.
Oh, it's his test wallet. I got excited.
Yeah. But that was where the asset flows were coming through that one originally, weren't they? So
right.
Interesting.
And we're looking for
a recent activity is. What's that? How long ago is that top one? Boomerang flash loan.
You find the times.
There, it's actually on it. It's the 9th of the 4th, so that's not recent at all. Well,
right. So what I was trying to get at. Yeah, I thought that. So I must be on the wrong one. I really need to go. Yeah. Have I got this logged in? I need to go to my bookmark somehow. I'm not. You've got the paid version of this, haven't you? Because I'm a poor little splinter boy. Cancel. So how do I?
I think I minted an NFT for D-Bank, hoping that it might
just kill what it is then.
Have some value later on. But hey, just got to be patient, haven't you?
Yeah.
And hopefully something happens before you move into the next planet.
So now I want to find my home. Hey, this Ruby coin's still going down, mate. But nervous about that. Just
it's hanging in there about the 1 mark, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll come back. It's just obviously everyone who has crypto says, "Oh, just hold." But when you've tripled your money, you think, "No, just triple."
Well, the indicators are suggesting early stage bull rather than this isn't the end. We're used to seeing 38, 40 plus % pullbacks at this point. So nobody knows ultimately. But, there are some signs. There's some pretty decent sort of rationale behind this thing going from $2 to $3 trillion to $10 trillion. So there's upside still to come.
Oh yeah,
just depends. if people blow each other up, or
could happen.
you know, Noah needs to build the ark. I mean, we just can't.
I think Noah will be frantically trying to build an ark. I just had Rob say that I got the figures wrong, so I'm going to play.
If you've got 60,000 license holders, you've got 60,000 bots. I had not thought about. My God, I had not thought about this. You've got 60,000 individual bots combing the same exchanges, looking for the same arbitrages at the same time. So basically, you've got, what's that? 60,000. You've got.
Here we go.
100 transactions per second.
Now the reason I said that one, Rob, is because I made this little wee thingy on my phone, and I must have dropped off the 100 in front of the. I've got 100. It should have a 100 transactions per second. Silly me. It happens when you watch my shorts. Yeah, just go back to that. Sorry about that. Just needed to figure that one out. What was happening? So this is the portfolio four, mate.
Yeah, I was just going to say I don't think it works quite like that. With you almost got one bot supplying 60,000 users rather than 60,000 bots.
Yeah, Rob's a beginner though. He's just
yeah. No, he's doing a grand job, and it was nice to hear him. It was nice to hear him say earlier about how he's actually, you know, he's coming round to the crypto side of it, which
well, I think what I've noticed about Rob, he's actually he's an upcoming YouTuber, and he's got a little bit of potential. So over the years he'll be up to my league, and hopefully he'll get, you know, this information
I think
right.
I think what the next stage for him, as you've pointed out several times, is to get on StreamYard, and I think he'd be very good at interviewing people, and I think that he could, you know, he could just push out from the Ponzi side of it and actually interview people, you know, real people in the world of crypto, and I think that would be a huge success.
Yeah, no, he's doing really well actually. If you want to go support Rob, I will actually chuck his YouTube channel in there, and he's trying to get to 1,000 because then he'll be rich. Because when you get to 1,000 subscribers, you can monetize your channel. I make
not if he hasn't got enough viewing. He needs to get his viewing hours up, doesn't he?
No, he's got the viewers. He's managed to get the viewers now. He's off.
Has he?
Yep, he's done it because he's taken a bit of my own leadership advice there. And I said to Rob, I said, if you really want to be a decent YouTuber and people are going to take you seriously, he said, you need to actually just live on the internet, and don't say anything intelligent, and never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Because he was a wee bit fearful at the start there that he was going to get sued, like I did last year. But no, he's definitely on the rate there. He's trying to get his facts right. And I said, in this game, mate, it's very, very hard. And so he's put a new beeper on his Roadcaster, and it's beep, beep, beep. And as he's editing his videos, he's going beep. And then he goes, it's a nice day in beep, but not say Dubai because people might come after you from Dubai. And then he says, and the boat that he got from such and such travel, beep. You know, he's just hiding a lot of the, but as time's gone on, he's got more fruitful with his words. And he's more free in his speaking. And the other day, you won't believe this, Crypto G, he just about admitted that Boomerang was running a scam.
Yeah.
So there's hope for him yet. But he actually did even say that if he was standing in front of Chavez, he'd get so angry that he'd probably bop him on the nose if he was. And I said, Rob, you can't get physical with these guys, you know, or. He rang me up just before and he said if he saw Chavez in Dubai in the canoe, he'd tip the canoe up. And I said, don't do that, because he'll drop the laptop where all the DNS settings are on for the new website. So it's good. Rob, you should be in here, mate. It's Sunday morning and you've got nothing else to do. I'll channel my inner Michael Parkinson. Is that what he said? I think it's Michael. Do you know Michael Parkinson? He's English, isn't he?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was that question to me. Was it? Yeah.
Oh no. I think Michael Parkinson's actually a
Brit.
Britain. I don't know how to call Brits because we call them the posh people. They're the ones with the accent. Very British. If I said very British.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's very
Yes,
good.
that's right. Yes, and they go to, cause we've got people here in Christchurch, New Zealand, and we're the Queen is the Queen was, now we've got the King looking after us. But we have people who go to the same schools coming out with an English accent, and they have a posh English accent, and they talk with this nice little voice that we don't know where they get it from. And then you get the same people go, "Kia ora, bro, how's it? What's happening, mate?" All that sort of carry on. But yeah, okay, Rod's on stage.
It's a big misconception, isn't it? Really, because we appear to sound posh because we use the language correctly.
Well, now you've got from Germany, a Kiwi living in Germany just popped up. Now this is iRod. I must do that noise. Rod, who's a ex-Kiwi living in Germany, was it a German who lived in New Zealand for too long and moved back to Germany?
Yeah, no, that's about right.
Yeah, no, that's not a word, mate. People tell me that all the time. You can't answer it by going yeah, no, because that's yeah, no. That's a neutral word.
Most questions have a yes and a no answer, though. This is the problem
they're English
we're
accents,
encountering. Yes.
But yeah, no is probably the most used word in the English. Well, it's not the English language, but in our vocabulary, because it's a brilliant word. It's a non-committal word. Yeah, no.
It's non-binary.
Yes, non-binary. Oh, don't get that started. And what do you like? What I don't even know how to say that now. What do you like to go by? Non-binary names?
Shut up.
I mean, how do you introduce a girl these days? You have to assume they.
I don't start with that stuff. That's rubbish.
Oh, it's just so hard. It's like, come on, how can we do this? Hey, there's no primetime meeting. Have we been duped, or are they not? What's happening? I'm dark. They've cut my WhatsApp off. Somebody complained about my WhatsApp, and I've lost it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I invited 130 VIPs into the Boomerang We Are All Satoshi FUD group. And for some reason, I've been removed of WhatsApp because one of them must have complained about me being a scammer.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you just have to go back and say, I'm sorry, like Stephen Lewis did when he took all that, gave that advice to everyone who lost $1.9 billion. Anyway, so it means I can't... I'm out. I'm in the dark, which might mean I get 400 hours of my day back each day now.
Yeah, but was it just people that just says? Were it just people trying to get invited to this? Or was it were they actually victims to the scam?
Oh no! This is the VIPs that ran Hyperverse. Just so happens Bob hacked in. Well, it's a long story, but it's not too long. But a wee while ago, I'll actually show you because it's really interesting. This type of stuff that we do. Well,
Don't start at the beginning, though, Danny.
Don't start. Did you say?
Yeah, don't start at the beginning, though.
No, we'll be 4 hours in, and then we'll be.
You've got it. But this is the old YouTube channel, right? And we click on videos. And in here, we can go through and find archaic videos, but we scroll to the bottom because we haven't got much time to listen to Dan's long-winded story. You'll see a video and Sam's done video.
That's the finger up. That was good. That was a good thumb.
You like that? Oh, here it is.
Oh, there's a
Sam's
finger.
done video. So this is how the Avengers work.
Oh. No sound.
No sound. Well, that's all right, because I can make that make sound now. What I do is I think I need to go stop sharing, and then I go back to video file. Oh, damn, no, I don't. I've already stuffed up. It's going to take long. No, it won't take long. Share. I grab the Sam, share that back. Now, what I'm getting at, this video, now you'll be able to hear this, everyone.
To the public, because you guys as
a one-eared dog.
While this was being recorded, there was 106 people, and I think 130 people. I can actually see it down there, funny enough. I think there was 106 people in this meeting. These were all the VIP 5s. And these were all the leaders that were actually running Hyperverse. At one stage, there was 130 in there. Bob went into this meeting and managed to No, what he did, he first of all, he went into their WhatsApp group that was created by Gobi, and Gobi invited all the VIP fives into the WhatsApp group. Bob went in there and grabbed everyone's phone numbers and everything. Then he gave me the list, and then I've been ringing them, and so is Bob. We're ringing up the VIP five. So how do you sleep at night? How much money did you make out of blah, blah, blah? I don't want anything to do with it anymore. I'm living on an island. I've got my own canoe. So long story short is I've got that list, and I created a WhatsApp group called Boomerang. We are all Satoshi FUD group. And last night I decided it was a good idea to invite the 130 VIP fives into that group. And I did that because other VIPs would probably see other VIPs in there thinking that they are helping us with information.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry?
How did you get kicked off your own channel? Oh, they must have reported it that you're running something.
Well, who really knows? Because I would like to know on what grounds.
Yeah.
That absolutely. And the other day, I won't say what platform it was, but basically it's one of my payment gateways. I had my account removed, and the payment gateway people come back to me and said, we've removed your account because of dubious behavior. And I use it on 10 different websites. It was major. So I wrote back to them and said, I'm the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and it's one of my friggin' scammers trying to stop me, and you just take evasive action and switch me off. They gave me to the 25th of August before they switched me off. And then I complained, and they wrote back to me and said, no, you're all good to go, Danny. But it's so frustrating because you sit here and you think, well, why do they listen to the scammers, and why do the scammers actually get me kicked off the internet? Easy peasy. And then I'm sitting here reporting these bloody Zoom meetings, all the time.
Yeah, what I don't care about these Zoom meetings. I mean, if they hold their standards like really high, and these are fraudulent sort of interactions with all these people, and every time I've been hopped on your show, there's always a Zoom call, and you've always reported it, and so far no merits have bared. Like, what are they doing?
Well, they do nothing. And I'm talking from somebody from Bloomberg. And I said to them, forget going after these scammers. Absolutely forget it. It's a waste of time. They'll just carry on doing it. I said, go after Zoom. Yep. Go after YouTube. Go after TikTok. I mean, these guys, if I play a bit of music on my video right now, they'll say, ooh, Danny's playing music. Yeah. Ooh, we might get in trouble legally for that. So we'll flag him and we'll demonetize his channel because I'm not allowed to make any money from somebody playing a bit of music. Even I did a 7-hour stream the other day, and there was 22 minutes worth of somebody's music in the background, and they demonetized the whole video. And because it was so long, I couldn't edit it. So normally I just mute the music out. So I lost the whole, and I'm literally talking $2 if I make a lot of money on a YouTube live. Yeah. But so that one of the journalists actually said that's a great idea, and I said, but you've got to have big balls to do that, and you've got to get it through your management, don't you? So it is frustrating.
Have you? The thing is with this sort of like the crypto sphere, it's up to date. It's still not regulated, and if you do go into these sort of projects, it's basically on your own accord. So if you do lose your money, it's basically your own fault. But in saying that, it's not just the first time. You're
going to help my subscribers, mate.
Sorry?
I don't think you're going to help my subscribers because you're right. And you would say it is unusual that people get themselves into these platforms, lose money, and it's all unregulated, and they think they've got a cunning plan. But as soon as it goes pear-shaped, they go to the regulated world and ask for help.
Yeah. Has there been any development on that Sam Lee process in America? They just give him that they charge him with with the crime he's done, but he still has to face up and report somewhere for receiving his justice.
Who are you talking about?
The Sam Lee guy.
Oh, yeah.
1 point something billion bucks he has to surrender to the American DOJ or something.
Sam wouldn't have gone to jail for 3 nights by bouncing $1 million check to his business partner if he had money.
Yeah.
So, and obviously we're watching money being moved around the internet. This is a, look, when I had another lady who reached out to me, and she is involved in human trafficking, and she said she was wondering if I had any information on Ryan Jew, and I said, no, not really, other than that video you just watched. And she said he's been linked to a guy that's running a human trafficking compound.
Oh, God.
So, and then I don't know if you noticed that Sam did a writer reply. One of the newspapers asked him a whole lot of questions, and Sam came back and said, look, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a good businessman. In fact, the president of the United UAE has released prisoners to my care, and I've put them up and I've put them into a call center. So he's claiming that the Dubai government is happy with Sam because he's running a call center. So that building that Garrett was working out of, where they were running VideoLook, Garrett said that they had about 400 staff there once. They said maybe 450 once. I mean, technically speaking, that could be a call center.
Yeah.
But that's where they ran VideoLook. And VideoLook only had about 6 or 7 people, so Garrett said, running VideoLook. And he said they had multiple projects that they're working at. So that could be the software development company.
Yeah.
And I also heard really weirdly that WeWe Global, the blockchain era, were also using the same complex to have their websites developed. And just going on while I'm on my rant, there was another website I found in the UK, and it had lots of similarities to We Are All Satoshi's website. That website I found in the UK had Conrad working there, and Susan Lawrence was in the photos on the website.
Yeah.
And so there's connections all around this is massive. So I don't believe it'd be possible for one person like Sam or even Chavis to run this shit show.
Yeah, definitely. But when you just
level,
when you just think it makes sense, by the time they've got they must have like an army of like soldiers, and they have money. They should just make themselves legit. You would think, right?
Well, it might be why they're trying to produce these tokens so that they get people, buying something that's more.
Oh yeah.
To hold the value. I mean, Ryan Jew, way back when he was in Dubai back in 2022, I think, he was talking to Keith Williams, Bitcoin Rodney, and Kalpesh Patel, and there was another couple of people there as well.
Yeah.
Ryan Jew said that he had 1,000 or 1,500 people working for him in China. So, if you go back to the claim of, that could be where all these guys, it's obviously they're employing people, or human trafficking them. I believe it's all, it's all slave labor. I don't know. It just seems a pattern. Every time I see a new scam, there always seems to be the same type of structure.
Yeah.
On each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I got asked to check out this other platform the other day, and it was literally with the same font, the same sort of setup as, you have to pay. You've got either the bronze, silver, or gold sort of money deposits, and then it's always you get a kickback of like 2 or 3% per. I think it was per day or per month. I'm not sure, but it was. I mean, it's really like, wow, this could be real good. And then you check out the font, and you're like, you just click on the last page that you were on, and you're like, this is the same font, the same style. They literally like it's a copy and paste basically. Yeah,
and let's say there was one original one. It's probably all these other scammers. I mean, look what's happening with Russia at the moment. Have you noticed that?
Well,
brace yourself. But let's go. Crypto G, I think you might have seen this. So let's go here. I'll bring this on the stage again. So this is Boomerang's website, theoretically, but I sat here, and because I'm dyslexic, I didn't look at the domain name well, but this is actually called boomerang.trading, ING. And the other website where Chavis is running his show is trade. So I'm just going to go back to trade. And as you can see, hold it. I need to get rid of the English. So the Russians has ripped off the website. And if we go here, so this is Russian website. Now this is how shady. So if you didn't know anything, they're using. Now how would you stop this Russian crowd? If this, I'm not even sure if this is connected to the what do they call it? The affiliate system. But if you go down here, obviously it's all in Russian.
Yeah.
There's all the stuff. And look, they have discounts. Oops, here we go. Look, they have discounts. So you can buy a GT1 X miner for $45. So if you click, buy, then it takes you off to their shopping cart. And where would the money go? You'd go back to Shavis and go, I put my email address in there and I paid with, my crypto wallet.
Yeah.
And there'll be no connection with this and was. But this
remember
company,
what Bob was telling us about this that sweeper bot?
Yes, that's pretty cool.
So
that's a exit strategy in the motion, isn't it?
Yeah. So from what I was told from Bob, it was basically it happens as soon as you make a deposit, or that's why they ask you to clear out your browser history, so it's like all clean and that they can't track you, and they'll send you like a link or something. You click on it and all of a sudden your MetaMask is empty, apparently, or they just take. I'm not sure. Crypto G, do you understand the sweeper bot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the mechanics behind how the link accesses and drains your wallet, but it's certainly something that you hear a lot about, and people have. But normally you have to verify some kind of signature. You have to, once you've connected your MetaMask, you normally have to confirm something.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking
don't
as
quite
soon
know
as
how it
you
gets around that.
Yeah, I was thinking as soon as you connect your MetaMask wallet onto this shady platform like Was or Boomerang, whatever the names are, as soon as you make the connection, I think when you deposit money, maybe in the same transaction, you get like a Trojan horse to.
It's certainly something to be mindful of, for sure. I think the site that Danny's has got up here is just a means of simplifying the purchasing without having to go into WAS. I'm not sure. It's got a cart.
What was it?
There,
Was and then .trade, yeah, or Boomerang .trading.
Well, this is where you're meant to go to buy your
license. It's sort of bootstrapping, isn't it? So,
yeah. Hey, do you want to log in? Watch this.
Yeah.
Do you want to show you something? Watch this, Crypto G. Watch me log in to my account.
I've not got 2FA. Oh, your account.
Yeah, I got one. Everyone's got one, mate. Haven't you got one?
Yeah. I haven't been in it for a while.
Oh, look, there's a lady on the internet giving them out.
I thought you were going to go into Carol's.
Oh, don't tell everyone that. Just my wee secret. So Carol decided it'd be a good idea to share her details with everyone while she was getting support from We Are All Satoshi, but she was sitting with the phone on an angle so that people couldn't see it. So now we can just log into Carol's. And
She's
Carol,
not been in touch.
No, I've rung her. She won't believe that I'm not.
She not after. Has she not gone back? Oh, I just want people.
Hey, look, we log into Carol's account, and look, success. We've logged into Carol's account.
Oh dear. Oh, there she got the 2FA set up now, though.
No, she hasn't.
Hasn't she? It says that on the screen, though.
No, she hasn't.
Oh, you have.
Not me. Not me.
What? What?
I know. And
what's going on?
Between the lines.
Yeah. So that poor lady's been spending a week trying to get support from We Are All Satoshi because she's lost access to her account. And I've asked Susie to write her a nice email saying we're not here to,
so some random person has. No, hang on. You can have to do the ABC on this for me, lad.
What do you mean?
So this 2FA that we're looking at on the screen now, this is for Carol's account.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And her
And
three accounts.
somebody's set the 2FA up, but it isn't Carol.
That's correct.
And it isn't you.
No.
That's correct. I guess who gets the blame? Guess who gets the blame? So the interesting fact about this is they told her to block my phone number because I'm a hacker. And I spent a half an hour on the phone to Carol telling her, you know, you need to watch some of these videos. And then when she got online, she said that, what did she say that really alarmed me? She said she's been using the same password for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a shame she said that out loud. And she uses it for everything. And I'm going, oh my goodness. And so that's people who they go after who sign up on these platforms don't really know the arse end of a computer. In all respect to Carol. And that's sort of sad that they go out. They're predators, these bastards. That's what I don't like. They go after these people that don't have the skills. They promise them something that isn't going to eventuate. Now, we've just got somebody in the chat room, and they said, when will it go live? Now, what are you hoping is going to go live? Arbitrage trading?
It was at the close of business, wasn't it? On the 20th.
Well, it should be live now, but I don't know if you've been noticing. But if we go to my, let me show you something clever here. This is, we've actually got a picture of Chavis at the moment, I think. Yes, we have. I'll get the right one. I'll throw that into a screen so you can see it. But this is actually Chavis at the moment in Dubai. And what we got told in the last meeting, and you really got to listen to the jovial side of this because you couldn't take this shit seriously. Someone came in and said that they have been evacuated from their offices, and for some reason, Chavis couldn't update the DNS. And so they've had to postpone it. I haven't even heard any official words because my WhatsApp account has actually been removed. But the problem is that they've had to postpone it. And we made a wee joke that Chavis is probably in a canoe with his laptop trying to escape from the offices. And this is how we come up with the thumbnail for today's meeting.
I think the funny thing, the irony of this or about this is that this is probably the most likely and justified excuse for them actually having to delay it because the electrical infrastructure must be knackered.
Well, the other thing, they obviously go for the low-hanging fruit excuses. I mean, Rob's live he did last night, he was talking about, he's got the screen up there and he talks about all the stages that they announced. I think about at the end of, I forget what it was, it must be 2 weeks ago, but Chavis labeled out every stage of every step of this. Every single stage that he said was going to happen, like they're going to release it for 2 days, do testing, and then they're going to release it, stop and start it, do some more testing, and then none of it is eventuated. And all of a sudden, we found that secret recording of Lucky, and they were making it up as they go, and they were saying they didn't. You know, they even had somebody who created a bot overnight that Chavis saw, who thought it was better than the one that he's been working like a beaver on. You know, and honestly, if you really think so, if I was on the screen now, I mean, I'm not an expert at this, and I would consider that that we have got an example here of a trade that happened, and this happened a wee while ago, but I think it doesn't matter that it didn't happen last night. But if you were, this is the code that we've discovered that they're doing the trading on. And we've asked them numerous times to explain this one line at a time for us if we have the information wrong. Now,
910%.
Well, somebody's used post tether and put $10 in, I presume. And then if you go down to the line number 4, if that number is less than line number 3, this trade that they did for $10 has actually lost 6 cents. And there should be a fee that goes every time they trade money, but because it's so minuscule, that fee there is less than a cent, so it comes up with 0 money. So then that's 6 cents they've lost, and it's also accumulated 6 cents of gas fees, which the person would have had to pay for out of their own wallet, I assume. I don't know how that works, but don't need to. But the person in this particular case actually received $91.11 from doing a $10 arbitrage trade. So no one will even answer how that happened. Now, what we're actually saying is 900% profit available for people that are doing arbitrage trading. So that doesn't add up. So no one's sat there and said, well, let me explain why that went wrong. So then we've been on these YouTube videos for quite a long time. And
I think the thing is, Danny, is that we're asking them to do the impossible, aren't we, really? Because they can't explain it, because if they did, it would just, it's what we've been saying.
They could humor us, couldn't they? I mean,
I don't think it's a really difficult position for them if they want to keep pulling the wool, as they say, that they're following the right track. They're obfuscating, they're just tactically moving. He's playing he's playing a reasonable level chess game. But
I agree. I think he's quite clever, and he's obviously tapped into people that don't want to investigate, who just want to. It's like when you buy a camper van, and you keep it for 5 years, and then all of a sudden you sell the camper van, and you basically get the same amount of money that you bought the camper van for. And people go, oh, they hold their value. And I said, no, because you're not selling a camper van, are you? And people go, well, what do you mean? I said, you're selling the concept of being able to get in a car and stay in your own vehicle and not have to stay in a motel. So they're selling the concept. So people aren't going to sit there and do, check the motor out. They're not going to take all the wheels off and check the bearings as much as they would maybe with a normal car, because they're buying the concept. That's my take on it.
They just trust the guy who told them about it.
No, he sat there and told them about this damn last holiday he had and how wonderful it was. Hey, so what I brought that screen up for, because the next one we just opened up while I've been talking. I've opened up 5 other windows here.
Yeah,
and this was from Marcus.
Well,
say that again.
I'm just saying that one didn't work. That trade didn't work out quite so well, did it?
None of them.
Well, it did really. It did work out really well for us. I'm just going to change the battery in my thing, because Marcus come online to, first of all, he went to Joe. No, he went to Carl. And he said to Carl, look, I've been doing these trades, and I've been going in there, and I've been putting $274.53 down, and I've been also using Arve as the I don't know, what do they call it, exchange?
Flash loan. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm just redoing my camera. And then I said, and then I've been receiving exactly the same money every time. And Chavez, Carl goes, oh yeah, we know that. We know that's been happening. That's been happening since day one.
Yeah.
And you go, what? So you know that he says it comes from the scripts. So he knows the game's up. The website has got all the code in it showing us how these results are derived. Is that the right word, derived? So now what we go is he comes along and he says, well, let's do another trade. So he brings up another trade done a few minutes later, and then he uses the exact same amount of money, and he gets $3.49. And then he thought, well, that's a bit of coincidence. So then he did another trade. This was actually a different amount of money, isn't it? Oh, no, same. Did another trade, $3.49. So then he says, well, let's do another trade, and it's $3.50. But
you kind of hope that people are actually going to do this. When they're testing something out, you want to be looking at the answers that you get, and you want to be looking for patterns. And he's done exactly that. He's just observed and then tested his hypothesis, and then he's presented that question to Joe and Carl, who haven't been able to answer it, and we haven't seen the response, if there has been one, from Chavez or Pavel, which and we know why there hasn't been a response is because they don't want to give it any weight. They can't explain it without being discovered. So the best thing is just to, those YouTubers, they don't know anything. They can't read solidity, And all we're asking for, Mr. Chavez, if you're listening, is a boolean.
Yeah.
Stick that in your bloody pipe, mate. A bool. Yeah. Well, I'll leave it for you guys to do some research.
All right, we'll replay that when I was sleeping. So so let's say we showed Carl Miller this, and he said he realized it's been this way. They've known this that from day one. He knows that the scripts is generating the payments. We've gone into the Boom Flash Loan Authority account, which is V4, which is this one I've just clicked on. And we can actually use DBank and see that they're actually paying out. They have a wallet that is paying out the exact amount of money to keep it all going, because you can't do a flash loan money unless somebody flips the bill. So they've been topping up all the different exchanges with the Boomerang flash loan account to keep it all going. And when those accounts run dry, then we can see on the blockchain that the trades are failing. So it does, if they say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, then what's the purpose of that account? And why is the amounts that they're topping it up or paying off the exchanges with that are doing the flash loans and all the calculations, why are they always exactly the same to every trade that somebody is doing if this is real arbitrage trading? There's lots of other things that we've investigated that just, I know Crypto GOS says 92% sure it's a scam, because he says there's no such thing as 100%. So I kind of like your theory on that. But the blockchain doesn't lie, and they also refer back to the blockchain as the proof and the evidence. So since they've coming out with this new bot idea, we've heard that you won't be able to see the transactions. This is what they allege. This won't be able to see the transactions on the blockchain. Right. And then we're thinking, well, how are you guys going to run that from now on? So I thought, well, Danny logic says, well, everyone that's been buying a $500 license gets given $1,500 worth of flash loan money to play with. I thought it was part of the package, but at one point they said it was a gift. So since they're going to go from one platform to launch date, they said that everyone that gave them the gift of $1,500, $150,000 and $50,000 worth of flash money have to use it up. But you couldn't use it up in large chunks. The most we ever saw anyone bid was $1,500. And there seemed to be a fail-safe where, so you had to trade $100, $200, $500 of flash loan money, and then you'd get paid out $1 here, maybe $2, $3. And then every now and again we'd get one ridiculous payout where somebody would bid $100 and get paid out $1,800 or $900 for a little amount. So it all seemed something was unusual. It was like a bunch of hackers had actually gone into the website, worked out Chavez's mathematical equations that you could see in the HTML of the website, and then rigged it so that they could steal from the scammers. And it was freaking hilarious. But I don't know what's happening here. So now we've got, well, use up all your flash loan money that you got given as a gift, and we're going to launch, well, they were going to launch on the 1st of March, and then they said they were going to launch on April the 5th, and then they said April the 8th, and then they announced on the 5th or the 8th that they were going to do a release, a long release. And on the 20th, well, they didn't actually confirm it was the 20th. It was believed it was around about the 20th that they were going to launch MVP, which is the minimum viable product. And now it's rained in Dubai, and it's past the 20th. So we reckon that Chavez, well, I reckon Chavez is in a canoe, and he's paddling like a mofo to get out of Dubai before everyone that lives in Dubai actually comes after him. I don't know if that's a feasible, what's my word? Synopsis? I can't think of it. That's the word. Just can't say it. Synopsis? Something like that.
That's the one. Sin.
Sin.
Sinners.
Sinners, yes.
Synopsis.
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 I don't know if that's actually, now going by what they said, they reckon 100,000 people have signed up for Boomerang.
Yeah.
He announced the other day that he was selling 7,000 to 8,000 licenses each day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
there are about 250,000 wallets on the BTCC network. Yeah, there's 250,000 wallets, but obviously some people have got more than one.
That's a lot. We counted them one day, didn't we? We counted BTCC wallets, and we found 10.
We did that. We did that in the early days. But if you actually go on to their Bitcode technology, whatever it is, the scanner, it actually tells you the number of wallets that are on the system.
How do you do that?
It's, let me see if I can find the website for you. I think it's if you know, when you've got the home screen for this portal, you've got Bitcoin code, and then you've got the Explorer. You've got two options. Yeah, the BTC20 Explorer. No.
Oh, no, that one. Not that one.
That's the one.
Yep.
Oh, even more now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so the transactions is the number of... Oh, no, 6. I don't follow it. I would look at that.
Wallet addresses, yeah, 6 million wallet addresses.
Oh, that's bullshit, isn't it?
Well, I think people have... I don't think it's bullshit. I think, this is their Explorer, so these numbers should be accurate. I know it's a bit Mickey Mouse, but
just a bit.
People have got more than one wallet, so it won't be 6 million people.
Yeah, but let's say there's divided by 10.
It shows that there's a shitload of people that have signed
up. Can we
up.
actually go into each of these and see the wallet on? Can we actually go through?
Yeah, you can just like a little bit like Polyscan, but it's much harder to read for all sorts of reasons. Partly because it's Mickey Mouse.
Right.
You can't tag wallet addresses in it either, so that makes it quite difficult.
Oh, right.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah. Is that like picking up a handful of sand and go, it's in here somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll find
Did you see the similarity between this one and the Conscious DAO one that I the last sort of 15 seconds of one of my videos?
What video? Have you got a new video?
No, the last one. You've been too busy to listen to my ramblings, but
I listened to it 3 times, and to be honest, I was trying to follow it.
Okay, well, let me just keep that up on the screen. Let me send you something and keep talking. Well, you don't have to keep it up on the screen, but just don't lose that one.
All right, that's all right.
To it.
I'll go back to the other one to have a wee look, and while we're doing that, I'll leave that tab open. So now, if I went to the code one, because I love going to this screen because it always gets Rob excited. I just don't know why their NFT market space, which is all about images, has a logo that looks like it's been stretched and it's blurry as if. You know what I'm saying? It just annoys me that have that. So I get rid of that. Bond gone, and now we're going back to. Oh, look, it's gone down to 61. We should send that to Susie on a date. She'll love that.
61.
Are you on WhatsApp? Are you on WhatsApp?
I know. I'll put the. If people want to follow along, you're welcome. Oh my goodness, what happened just then? What did I click on? I found the nodes.
Yeah, it's on the left-hand side. Nodes. There's only one node, I think, still.
Well, there's Yanis, whatever his name is, the Spanish guy. He's got 10 of them.
Yeah, we'll click on nodes again. Go back to that page on the taskbar on the left-hand side. And how many nodes does it say there are?
But can this be fudged?
Go check it in the program or the code.
I
don't know. What do you mean by what do you mean by fudge?
Well, I've only heard about nodes in the last 4 or 5 months, and I just don't. When I listened to Keith Williams' video that he did 2.5 years, well, probably 18 months ago now, he talked about how he was a super node, and then there was other something nodes, different types of nodes, and then I'm starting to realize, the whole structure of this has been mapped out previously. So when you guys talk nodes, you just think, no, that's normal standard business practice. Every platform has to have nodes, every whatever. But I still sit here and think, well, I don't know what the node does. But it must be a mathematical equation that sits into a.
Oh, if you know anything about the nervous system in the body and how you've got this sort of synaptic network where you have nodes and you have accumulation of synapses in a nerve channel, and the nodes are there to help validate the signals through the nervous system, and it's pretty much the same or very, very similar process to that. So the nodes validate and maintain the integrity of the blockchain.
What about validators?
Blockchain. Sorry?
What's a validator?
Yeah, there's they're nodes and validators. There are overlaps between the two, which there's no point. Yeah, I mean, it's Go on.
So it's kind of like to me, it's like a Rolex watch, you see, and all of a sudden somebody said, well, let's look in the back of the Rolex watch and break down every working mechanical part of it. But I'm on the front of the watch going, what's the frigging time?
Yeah. So in a normal system, you'll have one trusted centralized source that has that processes the compute, and in a decentralized system, you'd have to split in order to achieve that decentralized element. You'd have to have lots of nodes being run by lots of different people. So instead of having one central node, you fragment it, and lots of people run a program on their computer, and that validates the transactions and all the activity that's going on that network. And in this case with BTCC, can it be fudged? Yes, is the answer.
Yeah.
Are they fudging it? Are they fudging it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think there's genuine. It's a Mickey Mouse. It's a sort of base level blockchain network that they are running nodes on. But can they give value to the people that run nodes? Run nodes for several reasons. One is they might want to secure the system and not expect any rewards for it. They love Bitcoin and they want it to last forever, and they want to be part of the mechanics of it, and they want to secure it. And that's there aren't many of those, but that's one reason. The other is they do it for rewards, and in this case, they've been promised 187% or whatever it is.
182.
182 to whatever the percentage is. They've been promised some value, but there's only value in running a node if there's value in the network, and if they're running a fake system that.
Well, I don't think they need to run a fake system. I think that's the point, really. I mean, so this is sort of like another day in the office, perhaps. And
if they had a good project, if they had a decent project that was based on real world assets, and it had a thriving community, it had developers. I said this to you before. If you've got developers that are visible, transparent, and openly working on the development of the project, then that will bring value with it. As if you've got a name, if you've got somebody that actually carries some weight, like Sam Lee used to, perhaps, then that's why Hyper funded so well, because he was one of the early sort of pioneers. If you can, would I want to call him a pioneer? I don't want to call him a pioneer, but
well, he's got his role, hasn't he?
But he established it in the early phases of the crypto, I'd say, projects.
Yeah.
Back then, no one knew any better. I mean, all the other people that did those sort of projects, they were there. They lasted for about 6 months, and then they were just dropped.
Yeah.
But
interesting side. Oh yeah, you carry on.
Yeah, Crypto G. Wouldn't you think? I mean, just the amount of money spent just on this project, and the immense growth rate of this community, they should by now have a sort of a use case token, a solid network, give their community the nodes, and then start developing projects on their blockchain. I mean, they have thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, I think some of the sort of core team perhaps do go on to to do things that aren't scams, or some of them maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating on that, but that's my optimistic side. That maybe
I'm just
like
thinking
Garrett,
they're hired
perhaps.
for a job and they get paid every month.
There's that as well, yeah, absolutely, and don't ask questions. Or as Danny's alluded to, that some people don't have the choice; they can't ask questions because they haven't got their passport and they're committed.
Yeah. Did you see that list I had before? So this is you talked something about websites before, Rod, and you said that a lot of these websites all look the same. Just to give you an idea, every time I see one of those websites, I make a list. And you can see that I've shown you this before.
Yeah.
And then it goes. Some of these websites are old. So what I just did while I was talking before, I've brought up some of those websites. And this is one that I know is 3D trend.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is what Troy from the Satoshi show is promoting at the moment. And I did a video. But if you go to the bottom, it's nothing new. Hotel bookings, rental cars, vocations. So that could be white labeled. Neo Life. But at the bottom, it comes down to, I lie actually. But it's got Neo Gear Shop. Well, I'm sure they had packages available.
Yeah, I think the affiliate structure is the giveaway, isn't it? That's any project you're looking at. Again, I know you said this thousands of times, Danny, but for anyone that's listening that might be new, if it's got an affiliate structure, sidestep it.
Yeah, and this one here was an app.
Let me just clarify. Sorry, Danny. When I say affiliate, I don't mean, I mean the MLM, a multi-tiered affiliate system. The idea of taking a small commission on referring somebody, just a one-off. I don't have so much of a problem with that.
Yeah. This one here, I don't know, from Bar of Soap. Somebody gave it to me. I've just brought it up. I'm looking at it. I'm looking through here, and I just see similarities with the design of it, but I don't know what this company does for a Bar of Soap. But if I go to log in, it might be just a platform where I can't sign up. So maybe I go into the terms and conditions. So this could be promoted in a different place. And then all of a sudden, no refunds. The first thing they say to you,
which bits have they put in capitals?
Yeah, no refunds. Yeah. and then it can't be judged by past performance. But we're the same shit.
Judge Grace, we did put it in capital letters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that's and that's obviously a important page of their website, privacy policy. But how do I find out? So I could do one or two things and search the internet all day long, researching this. But what I would flag straight away with this one would be, how do I find this company if it goes wrong? Who's the founder of this company? They'll say, "Oh, it's a Deo now." So we've got to. Oh, register. Hold it. Here we go. Look, register. I didn't see that before. So I'm going to click on register. And now I'm excited. Now, username, first name, last name, email, phone number, and referral link. Affiliate name optional. So you can pick your name for when you sign up. So I can have De Hek. Yeah. Now, what am I signing up for here? I still don't know. I agree to the terms and conditions. So you click that. And then you think, well, why can't I click on the terms and conditions? Well,
they're down there at the bottom.
Yeah, but they could have been. So then you think, well, I wonder what their privacy stuff's all about. And then you might find a broken link. Oh, no, we're off to a PDF now. So there we go. So now they have got an email. And you start to think, well, why didn't they put that email address on the website? And now they're talking about KYC details, where you're going to submit your name, your address, your social security number, your passport, your driver's license, your mother's maiden name, and your pet's name, and set up a password, which if it was in Carol's case, would probably be the same password to log into her friggin' MetaMask, whatever it is. And they get this information, and then, like Sam Lee said on stage, he's got 500,000 people's details that are involved in the crypto industry to help, potty test his next platform, and he's willing to sell that data.
Are there any sort of what do you call it? Addresses, email, phone number, anything sort of that makes it more, I don't know, a serious-looking outfit? I mean, if you're a company, you want to be as transparent as possible. That's why you.
Well, let's just use. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not plugging Ruby Coin, but let's the Ruby. Is it Game Network?
Yeah, casino.
Play network.
Play is it? Ruby Play Network. Now I've got. I'm an investor. I'm invested in this Ruby Network. I think it's the RubyPlayNetwork.com, isn't it? Yeah. So this one here is a company based in Christchurch, my hometown. The other day I walked into their offices and they didn't really want me to do a YouTube live, but I did do a wee video as I was walking out before they chased me out the door. They've got 90 staff working there. And I know they make games. And I know they make sort of like gambling games. They're licensed in one state of California. They sold $1 million worth of games a month. And they also have a token. And the token's 0.00, I think it's 20, it was 20 cents per token. A friend of mine that's in the company, so let's say I come here and I'm going to check this company out. Now, I'm not saying this is a good company or a bad company. I'm saying nothing. But let's go join the team. And I think you'll be able to look at the employees. So you can go through here.
I tell you first, I mean, because they've picked, obviously, with the name of the project, they're going to use red, aren't they? But whenever I see a screen that comes up with a red bar on it, my heart skips a beat. It's just
yeah. Kiwis do it different though, eh? I'm trying to find their About Us page. So here you go. Here's an About Us page, and my mate that gifted me the tokens is that guy with the Bexley shirt on. His name's Jim, and he's been in here before.
The tall one, yeah.
Yeah, the white, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's their team. But not only that, you can come down here and you can see real people doing real things. And then you go meet the team.
I do find it odd that they are not
But
so
that's
keen
more,
on
that's
any
a more
marketing
serious
at the
looking
moment.
outfit. As in, they are transparent. They have nothing to hide. They show their faces. That gives a sense of sort of trust.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's that doxed nature, isn't it? I mean, there are projects in the crypto space that I mean, they're proper kosher projects, but the team choose not to dox at the beginning, and there are reasons for that.
Sure, because if it fails, everyone's going to look at the picture and say, "Oh my God, I don't want you in my sphere."
Yeah. So I just think this is quite good. I mean, I feel good about this because I've been there and I can go touch. I mean, why not do the other thing? Support local. I mean, find a project in your neighborhood that is doing something in the crypto space. I mean, these guys have got a token that they don't really push. They don't want any publicity. And I know Jim has I don't know about shares, but dividends perhaps in the company, because he bought like a package at the start when he got involved with them. And now they want to buy him out and pay him back the money.
Oh, I wouldn't do
that
that.
chap's got a hell of a jumper on there and trousers as well.
Yeah. So he must be the big cheese because he's probably got the unusual budget for an unusual wallet. Yeah. But I think that's quite good.
I still don't get the marketing block though. That doesn't. I don't understand that.
It's a casino sort of thing. So whatever you deposit, you get that pretty much as 1-to-1, and then you gamble. It's fast.
I mean,
it's reliable. There's no glitches, which is good.
I would.
You've used it. You've used it. Have you?
I tested it once. Danny said he's going to go live. I was like, let's see what it's about. Chucked about $5 in there, and Yeah, I lost it in like 2 hours.
Well, mate, I'll give you another place to put $5. Where's that? Coffee lovers, my shortcut keys. There we go. It's all there. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so I think so. If I carried on down the Mary Lane, so here's another one called Daisy. Now, Daisy seems to be hanging in there, and it's like for me watching these scams. Well, I'm not saying Daisy is a scam because I don't know anything about it, but they're also
yeah,
Hex.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, so I mean, and also Hex. When I saw that Richard Hart driving around Lamborghinis wearing about half of Louis Vuitton's wardrobe available, I'm thinking, well, just by the way they carry themselves, the attitude, the way they don't respect money like it's made of water, that brings red flags for me.
It's not called Daisy anymore, though, is it? They've moved to something else. It used to be Endotech, wasn't it? That Daisy were leveraging the Endotech technology. Hey, do me a favor, Danny. Type in
oh God, here we go.
World Mobile.
World Mobile.
Crypto.
Yeah. Crypto?
Yeah, I think it's worldmobile.com, but I'm not 100% sure.
World Mobile Tokens.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. You do your thing.
Right, well, straight away, I feel better about this, and I don't know why. Maybe because I trust you a bit. So that could be another red flag that your mate. I've got to find out what. I mean, Crypto G hasn't told me anything about this. This is me looking at this. Crypto G should go to a link. I know we're mates. I know he's not trying to rip me off. Well, I hope not. But now I'm looking at this and I think, right, it's got a cookie thing that pops up. And it tells me.
I just tried to click that myself.
Oh, yeah.
On your screen.
All right. So now, but even before I scooted off anywhere, I would literally go to their Telegram group. I'd open up their Twitter, and I'd open up their Discord, and I won't chat with them. And now I'm just going to open their Telegram. Now, you can't see me open the Telegram, but I'm looking at the 9,610 members. It's not like. Sorry?
Totola, where's that?
Don't know at the moment. But I can see
British
9,000 members here, you see. So I'm feeling a bit better about that rather than seeing 30,000 people. And I won't join it. But then I go off to their Twitter account and I see that they've got 50,000 followers. And they also are following people. Often I don't see these guys following other Twitter accounts. So that makes me feel a bit better as well.
I'd encourage you to follow them, by the way.
Yeah, but okay, I'll follow them, but now I have to log in. You see what's painful.
Right,
I had to clear the cache from my computer because someone helped me set up my my thingy the other day. Don't know who that was.
Yeah. Bob and that.
Yeah. Now I've got to go code. Now notice here, enter your verification code. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Now that's because I have two-step verification. Now if somebody was going to, so now I have to go back to my phone, which hopefully is charged and nearby, and I'm not at a mate's place where somebody hasn't seen me on the internet. I open up the verification code. I look for Twitter, and hopefully I'll get this code in before somebody could copy it because I shouldn't show you this. See that code? Quick. Oh, and it's refreshed. Would you believe that? Twitter 892. Now that can only be used once, and it will update in 30 seconds. So unless you're a real good hacker. So there I am. I'm back here again. I'm logged in, and I kept myself secure because I had two-step verification set up. And now I'm going to go follow, and that was well worth its time. Now I see they've got a link tree in here as well. So I always follow those. And I do that because I want to see what other information these guys are up to. And sometimes their link tree will have everything because when they're giving support to their peoples, they put everything in a link tree. And I've had these shut down for We Are All Satoshi. So now that I'm going through this, I could join other things or I could have more peace of mind. And I don't know what I'm looking at, but I can see that they've got, some structure to them. So I don't know. I'm just going to use that. So the other one is Discord. They've got a Discord. So they've got the traits of being the normal sort of company that you'd expect to see. And that's what I did before I even got through. Now, along the top of the page here, I can see they've got links. Now, we are all Satoshi, even today. Oh, no, I think it's, if you go back to this, I don't think their links along the top of their website actually work. So why don't they work? Do these work? Products? Oh, they do work. Is it was that had the problem?
No, there were some buttons in the in BTCC that didn't do anything.
So even looking at this, I don't know what JIDHub is, but if I click on JIDHub, I get a 404 error.
Yeah, it's for open source GitHub. They're supposed to be posting their contracts and all of that information for audit and verification in GitHub, weren't they?
Yep. So they aren't doing what they said they were going to do,
No.
and they have a 404 error on their website.
No.
And there would be enough for me to be, oh, something's not right here.
And if you look at the documentation on WMT, the World Mobile site.
Oh yeah, I'm going back there. I've got
they've got an email address. They've got an address of where
you've got the documents at the top there.
They've got a company registration number, which is valid.
It's got a white paper. They've got tokenomics. They've got everything.
I'm going to say something. You crypto junkies really rely a lot on the white papers, don't you? And I struggle with that because I think anyone could have wrote this. But this is basically like a roadmap to where they're heading, and as long as they've got to each intersection, then you can trust.
And if you skip through that, you can tell the
structure of
the level, the level of work that's actually gone into it. And if you start to see a few formulas and equations in there, then you often know.
Well, at the moment, I'm searching for Shavis. SHAV. There's no one with Shavis's name. So and then I might search for
Lee.
Yes, Sam Lee. There's a Sam. Alert.
That's it. Bennett. It's got a Sam in it.
No, and also same. So now I'm going to go Lee. No, there's no Lee. But I mean, let's say there's an affiliate. So AFF, is it? So the AFFL, is it an affiliate? Yeah, so there's traffic. So I can't see any affiliate marketing in their white paper at the moment. So that makes me feel even a wee bit better. So let's go back. And as I don't know if you know, but when you start off, there's actually a yellow paper and then a white paper.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? And then there's another paper as well. So it's like building, isn't it? Like the blueprint?
Yeah, you've got the white first and then the yellow. I can't remember what the next one is.
So let's go down here and it says earn
black paper.
Oh, that's right. I have heard that. So what are we going to earn? WMT. So I'm assuming that's their token name.
It is.
Yep. Bring connecting. Oh, now the word connecting. Oh, reminds me of community. Bring connectivity. Connectivity. Just do they have wealth transfer? I mean, come on.
Only.
It's scary, isn't it? How are we going to power the world mobile network? Okay, so it's associated with phone mobile network. They've got a product of some sort? They
have, indeed.
Yep, and that's what they're trying to tell me. But it's not like you're going to be having a passive income so far. But what else have we got here? We've got other dots. Earth nodes.
A little bit like a node for...
that's what...
It's actually a hardware. Yeah, it's like a node, but for mobile data.
All right. And is that so they can use the energy between phones to do tasks? Is this what
it basically means? That you could be part of the infrastructure for providing mobile data in your area and earn rewards from doing that.
Okay, so here's another thing you could do. I sell Garmin watches, and everyone's got these watches on their wrist that take people's heart rates, how much sleep they've had, whether they're stressed. their activities, locations, maps, the whole 9 yards. Imagine how much information Garmin would be able to put together and do, like World Health reports.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of value in that. And I hope that Garmin are actually doing some work behind the scenes to develop that.
So one day you might get free Garmin watches because your data that you're feeding people is going away to do something useful for humanity.
Oh,
now, these guys might be trying to tap into the same principle here by saying, you can be part of this, what their big project is, and it might be something like that, World Health.
I think the overriding mission statement of Mickey Watkins, who's the CEO and founder, who I really like, comes across really, really well. He knows his shizzle, but the underlying mission statement is to connect the unconnected, and they've done a lot of work in Africa, initially Zanzibar and Mozambique, because he believes in it's a fairer world.
Oh, this has even got better
communication more available to people.
Yeah. There's 4 billion. There's 4 billion people that are unconnected at the moment, and they're all young and they're keen and they want to learn. They're not lazy like a lot of Westerners, unfortunately, these days. And hey, they get connected. Watch out, boys! Watch out. That's all I say.
I'm going to ping to my website here for a second. So here's my website, and there's me, and I can't even say that word that I am, the comical writer. On my website, I have these little links that go across, and I put them in here, and if you were to click on, say, like ABC News Australia, it would actually take you away to ABC News Australia, the article where I claim that I have been in. And here's a video with Sam Lee, that I actually helped provide them information. And so I helped them with that video. I hacked into that meeting, recorded that video. But when Danny claims that he's been in ABC News in Australia, that guy lost 100 grand. These are liquidators. That's Sam Backman-Freeman. And there's Sam, and there's Danny de Hek with his finger up his nose. When I went to this site that you just showed me, I see all these Forbes, CNN, Bloomberg, and I'm going to be in Bloomberg soon, you watch, and all these other ones. But notice what happens when you put your mouse over them. It says read article. Try and find any other scam that we're looking at that actually allows you to go click and then takes you off to the article that you can read about in Forbes. And not only that, there was the Indian Forbes. And I remember one of these scammers actually managed to get an article in the Indian Forbes magazine. And then about a year later, we found out that the reporter was actually publishing articles in the Forbes magazine for bribes. And that was publicized. So don't always believe what you see in the paper, but there's extreme situations. But the fact that this one's in Forbes.com gives me a lot more credibility that hopefully the reporters aren't getting bribed for these people to put, their articles in here. Now, I've been to the New York Times and I've been in the Guardian newspaper, and they will not publish things that they cannot back up because they don't want to get sued. So the fact that these big credible newspapers have published articles about that would be another great and wonderful thing for me to sort of look at and go, I like this, So I'm not endorsing this, of course, because I don't want to get myself in the shit. I'm already enough shit. But I like the fact that you can follow through. So if you're a scammer and you're looking at Danny de Hek, the YouTube, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and you're thinking, I like it, it makes it look real, then make sure you have it so people can click through and read your article that you're claiming you've got. Because even that primetime video that they had of Ryan Jew and Sam Lee, a lot of people purchased into Hyperverse. Yep, because of that one primetime video. They retracted that video because of the damage that they did, and they mustn't have done their research correctly. But, they used that video to the inch of its life to publicize what they were selling in Hyperverse. What else have we got here, Crypto G? So how many
Well,
of these should I buy?
it's actually good to have a frame of reference for people, isn't it? So this is is what I think, in my opinion, is this is a decent project, and this is the sort of thing that you should be looking for. And you've outlined all of the features that, on the surface, people need to make sure are there and are functional.
Well,
and then from that, if you like the idea of connecting the unconnected and you believe in that mission, and you can see the value of data in the future and a shared economy and being part of that, then hey, go and do your research.
And wouldn't it be nice that this type of company here actually has got a legitimate project, and you could invest in it, and you could watch it go high? Now, obviously, if you played around the share market, there's no guarantees.
No, and you'd have to do some work. You'd have to do some work. If you want to set up a node, it's actually a piece of hardware. It's a mobile mast. You have to, you have to do the work. You have to make it run, and keep the uptime there, and there may well be some value from that going forwards. Whether or not you cover your cost of the hardware, I don't know. That's something you have to do your calculations on and work out what risk profile and blah de blah.
Yeah, but I mean, before they sort of start that sort of project, I'm pretty sure they do their research and development, and then go get their seed money to start. I mean, that platform alone costs a couple of grand, and I'm sure like their network or what they had sort of like, you need maybe a good $1 million to start something like that off, especially with that sort of impact on the community. And this project isn't that old, is it? It's like
it's a couple of years now. In terms, I think the project's actually, Mickey's been working on it for longer than that, but in terms of the crypto token, that's only been going for about 20 months.
I missed a couple of comments in the chat room actually, but I'm not sure what they're meaning, so maybe someone could read those. But this guy here, he started off with saying that I'm a blockchain developer and full
here we go.
stack. But I'm sorry, comments. So what did he say? I'm following the what's that word? Solution?
Involution, evolution, I think it was. Involution.
Right.
I don't know what he means.
This is good. All right. If you wanted to come on stage, mate, it'd be awesome. If Bloomberg is only a play game, smart contract to smart contract. So they're just holding hands with their own information and exchanging things back and forth.
Yeah, well, that's what we've been saying, Vincent. So hoping that you're not like, what was it, App Shop that came in claiming that he was a developer and ex-IBM employee. So, excuse us for being a little bit suspicious, because we get quite a bit of that in here. But, if you are genuine, please continue to engage, and let's see what comes out of it.
Interesting enough, because I how suspicious Danny, well, a developer that is using his name in lowercase, it always amazes me, because that it's unusual that their name is all lowercase. Normally you would spell your name properly, like let's use George as an example.
Well, I will stop you there, Danny, because I was listening to Sam Altman the other day, and they brought this up in the discussion. Sam Altman from OpenAI.
Yep. I don't know personally.
Well, anyway, he was a bit lazy. He says he just got into the habit of not capitalizing anything. But there are two sides, very tribal.
Oh yeah, it's cool. But to me, it's something I always do, because I think because I'm dyslexic, that when I know how to do something, I just do it religiously, real fast.
Yeah, but the computer doesn't necessarily respond to caps. In fact, it often doesn't like capital letters. And it doesn't like decimal points either, which is why you got confused a few months back when you were first looking at the values on the blockchain ledger, and you're seeing lots of zeros, and the decimal point seems to be in the wrong place. Well, it doesn't It doesn't work. It doesn't
My
work
point-
with decimal points.
My point isn't whether Vince is true or genuine at all. My point is that a lot of those things, my subliminal brain picks it up and goes, "Oh, there's something not normal here." You know, like people who don't have a first name or a last name, but when you're using your full name. So, I mean, if I was
Yeah, for
curious
sure,
whether this guy was true and genuine, the first thing I'd do is jump on LinkedIn and search for his name, because it's an unusual name, and I'd probably find him. And then I'd probably find where he works and what he does. And I might just do that for shits and giggles, to be honest. I hope you don't mind, mate, that I'm going to check you out on LinkedIn. But yeah, that's just one wee thing I do. And then,
why not?
Yeah, LinkedIn. So let's go. We're going to investigate you first before we
have to protect ourselves, don't we?
Well, the thing is, which is really interesting, is the amount of times that we get people coming in here and chit-chatting to us, and then we find out, oh, it's not. We sort of become mini ambassadors for what they're saying, and then we find out they've got a hidden agenda or something. You know, you just don't know. So let's have a bit of fun. And I'm on LinkedIn now, and I'm going to bring that up. Let's investigate before we read the rest of the messages and see if we can validate any of the information. And theoretically, you would believe, I'll do it all lowercase as well, that if he was a developer, the chances of him being on LinkedIn are quite high, because developers hang out on there because they get purged by other developing companies sometimes. And there is quite a few of those, that name. So I presume that's a different language, a different country.
It's Italian, is it, that one? I would think.
Yeah, it's probably a common name in Italian, which is quite cool. But in saying that, we theoretically only looking for one that's got something to do with technical stuff. And I don't know how LinkedIn does it, but a lot of the time they bring the most common one up the top. But I don't know how to figure out where he's from. So if he's American, it might be the one at the very top. But I'm going to just stab that's the first one that came up just for a laugh, because it says San Francisco, California. And there's probably quite a big
human resources.
Oh, is it? So that's not. Yeah. All right. But then we go down here and we might find that he's been commenting on things to do with crypto. You never know. And then you go, oh, yeah, that's the guy, because he's all over crypto comments. So you come down here and you go to, if you pay $1 a month, guys, you can go to my LinkedIn course and do it. But let's go, we're looking at posts. And anytime you're checking out anyone on LinkedIn, even though this isn't the guy we're probably talking to, you can actually go in here and see their activity. And you can find out whether they're, chat and use LinkedIn quite a lot. And I always find that quite good. So we go show all posts, and we can see posts that he's made, comments he's made, or images of him that he may have been tagged in. And we can see he's been tagged in. So if I looked at this guy, I'm not saying it's the same guy in the chat room, I would know this is a real, genuine profile, just because I get a feel that he's real, because he's commented and he's chatted to other people. No one's telling them off for spamming or scamming or anything. Anyway, so it's not relevant. So let's carry on reading what we're going to say. Let's see what
have you done have you researched your own name?
Oh, well, I had a guy that actually wrote 100 articles about me saying I was a scammer.
Yeah. No, I mean other de Heks. Must be other de Heks. How many?
25 in the world. 25.
25. Wow.
Yeah. And I've got thehek.com, so I asked them if they wanted an email address set up, let me know. So that's what I did.
And where are they? Where are they mainly based?
Dutch.
Is it? Of course it is.
Yeah, yeah, and it means the gate.
Of course it is. Are they all in Holland? Are they?
Oh, I don't know really. My stepfather came from Holland when I was probably really young. Met my mum when I was 7, and he died when I was 9. But he was his brother came here as well, and had Marco and Joshua, and then they went back to, I think they're living in Australia. But I'm the only de Hek in my country. Which is quite interesting.
It looks like he's in our camp. This Vincent, lying and cheating.
Yeah, no, it's good. But I mean, if we are in here having a nice conversation and somebody pops in and offers us brilliant advice, that's fantastically awesome. But the amount of times we've had people come in here and just yell at us because they think we're idiots, and they don't have any evidence or factual facts to back up their claims or anything, that's always amazes me. But so that's good. So what have we got here?
If he is a full stack developer, you need to
bring them in the team.
Yeah, absolutely, Danny. You can sort out that de Hek token for you.
I think that my point is really that it's quite never just follow your nose. Always ask questions and be streetwise, because I think we've got enough. It's warfare out there. It's trying to wade through all the scammers, and the tricks that people use is just, shocking, really, isn't it? So
Did you see those camels getting washed away in the floods in Dubai?
Jesus, man, it's a bit morbid. Are they okay?
Did you not see it? They'd speeded the ridiculous amount of water though.
I have to look that up. So what have we got there? JJJ white paper, like a BTC. What's a JA?
It's a laughing joke.
Ah.
White paper like to be. Yeah.
So he's watching what we're doing, and he's commenting.
It's so annoying when they use Bitcoin as the credibility behind this.
Have a look at this. This is quite cool. Oh, good stuff, mate. Well, please do hang around, and when I get my WhatsApp group going again, we'd love to have you in there. And if you do want my WhatsApp, well, it's a bit of a joke at the moment because it's not working, but that's my number. We're looking at because we got now. Do we need to search for camels?
I guess that would help.
Wow, look at that plane.
Crypto G, is that BTCC on Boomerang the same one as the one on CoinMarketCap, the BTCC.com?
I don't think so. No, that was what Rob and Danny got pulled off by that, didn't you?
Yeah,
early days.
Had the same name, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, don't know whether you could check with the contract address for BTCC. I suspect they'll be different, which means that they're different tokens.
They're mirroring it.
Oh, there's that guy again.
Mirroring.
Just to answer your question there, Crypto. No, I didn't meet my mother at 7. She was always my mother. I met my stepfather at 7 years of age. And ironically, I want to show you something that you guys. My brother is part of a religious cult, and I met my brother on camera here. When I went to see my mother, who's been checked into hospital.
How's your mum getting on, by the way? Yeah.
I honestly don't have any idea because my mum was brought up in a religious cult. Oh, I was brought up in a religious cult. My mum's still part of it. But my brother has now been told he's not allowed to visit his mum because my nephew is heavily involved.
Really? Because he was trying to help you. He was trying to help you get to see your mum, wasn't he, your brother?
Yeah, he was, and he's quite good. But he sent me a message today, which is quite nice. And he doesn't talk to me because he's in the religion, so this is quite a big moment for him. But he said, what did he say? He said, my nephew's banned him from seeing his own mother. He said, I have a lot of mum's photo albums here. You have to come over and have a look through them and grab the pictures you want. So I might actually do that today.
How has this guy got the power to stop you and your brother seeing your mum?
Well, it's major because when my brother's always banged heads with my nephew and myself. My nephew used to live with my brother, and basically my nephew and I got what do they call that? Power of attorney. And my nephew and I was always quite close. So my nephew and I got power of attorney over my mum, and I was the second power of attorney, and my nephew was first. I said, I want to stay out of it. But if something happens to you, actually, then you can take over as number 2. So my nephew, when my mother was trying to push the Jehovah's Witness religion down my throat, I said to her, I don't want the religion in my life anymore. I'm happy as I am. But can we have a relationship where we don't bring up the religion and we just, carry on? And she said no. So my mum said that she would rather I died by suicide and live with the hope that I would get a resurrection than have a relationship with me when I wasn't in the religion. But that was quite
So
breathtaking.
did they take you off the POA then?
Yeah, well, what happened then is my nephew decided to try and take me, because I did a video about my life as a Jehovah's Witness and the detrimental effects that religious cult had on myself and my family. Because my stepfather died by suicide when I was 9 years of age, and the religion dropped our family at the time because it was reproach against Jehovah. It was reproach against Jehovah if you die by suicide. So they left us to it. My mum was really upset. My brother, who was 9 years older than me, sort of went back into the head of the household sort of situation. And then my sister died on the same, she died by suicide as well. She was on 15-minute suicide watch, and she was the same age as my stepfather, who died at the age of 36, and she took her own life on the same day. But she had 20, after my stepfather died, she had like 20 years worth of drug abuse. She was a prostitute. You know, she tried to die by suicide probably about 50 times. One of those, she cut herself 47 stitches up one arm and 25 stitches up the other arm at one go. She had racing stripes up her arm. She was a heroin addict, everything you think of. But she finally, when she was in a hospital under 15-minute suicide watch, she took her own life. So she meant business, but she also took her own life at the same age and on the same date that my stepfather took his own life. So that was sort of a bit of sad stuff in my life. But then my brother had 3 children, and I never really had anything to do with them at all. But then one of the childs got kicked out of the religion, and my brother lives 10 doors down from where his daughter lives. And because she's not in the religion anymore, he doesn't talk to her. And that's when I started getting really vocal about the Jehovah's Witnesses. And people think I'm a lunatic. But I didn't want my niece that I hadn't seen for 15, maybe even 20 years, or even longer, to go through what I've been going through for the last 30 years. So then I did a video about the Jehovah's Witnesses. My mum didn't like that. I didn't mention her name. I just mentioned about the effects that shunning has on ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, because a lot of people do die by suicide because of it. So then my nephew decided that he would try. My mum, I got court documents to say they're going to take me to court for a protection order, because my mum was living in fear that she couldn't exercise her right of freedom of religion. So that was quite hard to fit, but all the writing for the court documents was in my nephew's hands. So we went to court last year, and a week before they went to court, my mother was deemed unfit because of Parkinson's. So my nephew tried representing her instead, but because my mother laid the charges, and even though he filed all the paperwork, the courts wouldn't listen to it. And they just said, look, would you sign an agreement where you're not going to bowl around to your mum's place and say hello? And I said, well, I never do anyway. The last time I went and checked up on my mother, I went to the police station and said that my nephew seems to be controlling my mother like a watchdog. Can you please ring my mother up and do a welfare check to make sure she's okay? Because I haven't been able to see her for the last 2 years, and 30 years, but every now and again I bumped into her. Anyway, she said, oh, you tell Danny to go around there, and he's fine. I'd love to see him. So I drove around to see my mother, and I recorded the conversation. I've recorded all the conversations. My mum rings me every now and again for my own welfare and also a bit of protection. So in that recording, you could hear the demeanor. My mum was fine, and it goes on anyway. So since that happened, he lost that case. He was hoping that he was going to get a protection order against me and my mum. So then he went and befriended my brother, who already had banged heads with, and said to my brother, well, how about you become power of attorney? And he said, yeah, okay, well, second power of attorney, replace Danny, get Danny out of it. So my brother went along and signed up. You need 2 lawyers to set up a power of attorney. The first lawyer he went to, he signed up all the paperwork. And then when they went to the second lawyer, my brother didn't go to the second lawyer, but they removed my brother out of the power of attorney. So now my nephew has total power of attorney.
Little so-and-so.
My brother goes, oh, well, he's done a good job looking after my mum. I don't really want to cause any trouble, and I'm still a Jehovah's Witness, even though he's unfortunately a bit of an alcoholic with it. he's actually like at the stage where I'm literally concerned he's going to die by suicide as well. But my brother doesn't want anything to do with me. But so he rang me up and he said, "Oh, so my mother, who's a staunch Jehovah's Witness, left a notes around the house telling her where her bottles of vodka were in case she misplaced them. So she got rotten drunk. My nephew went around there, so I've heard. She was so drunk that she couldn't do anything. He had to call the police for help. The police took my mother away for observation, put her into hospital. She was in the hospital for a week and a half until they assessed her condition. A week and a half after that, my brother sent me a text and he goes, "Hey, Danny, under the current circumstances, you should really go visit your mother in hospital." And I'm going, "Oh, that's a bit strange. Why is mum in hospital?" No one tells me anything because I'm the ex-Jehovah's Witness, just communicated, shun him from the religion, he'll hopefully come back because he wants his family in his life. So then I said to my partner, I said, "Look, it's going to do me more damage than goodness for my mum because I'm the one that's going to have to pick up the pieces of all this shit afterwards." Anyway, so I did the right thing. When I got to the hospital, I said to my brother, "I'll go visit mum, but only if you're there with me," because I know that Ashley's situation and my brother Ricky and all that sort of stuff. So we went there, went upstairs, got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was actually still live, had the phone in my pocket. And the hospital staff came out and said, "Oh, the power of attorney said that you're not allowed to see your mother." So I went, "Oh, okay, well, that's a shame. I'll probably never see my mother while she's alive. She's 80 now." So then I left, and my brother was really upset to the point he was shaking like a leaf. And I said, "Why don't we do a wee video? And just so mum and I know that we're talking, because that will make mum happy." And so I did that. And then when I left, my brother goes, "We should go out for a beer sometime. It'd be nice to catch up," because we hadn't seen each other. I think it's been well over 15 years. So that's all right. We did that. Well, we didn't do that, but we left. And then he sent me a text afterwards and said, "Oh, I've had second thoughts about the beer. In the current situation, you're not a Jehovah's Witness, so I don't think I should drink with you because that's a bad thing to do." So that was all right. So I thought, I went back home and I said to Helen, I said to my partner, I said, "Oh, look," I said, "I feel like shit. I haven't seen my mum." And all of a sudden, it's quite upsetting, you can sort of imagine. But then what's happened now is my brother and my nephew have banged heads. And my nephew's now told my brother he's not allowed to visit his mother and wherever she is. They've sold a house for $600,000. He's put her in an old people's home. I don't know where it is, but my brother found out. And it gets worse. This is a terrible situation, but this is my life. And this is why I fight these scammers so much. So then the next thing is my mother has her phone. My brother's phone number's been removed of my mum's phone. So my mum cannot telephone my brother. And she's in good mind, a good spirit. She just loses her short-term memory. So then my brother is now fuming and he wants to go to court and get the power of attorney reviewed, which is a good thing. So I said, "Look, I'll back you up, Ricky. I can't do it because I'm looking like the mad brother who keeps."
I was just gonna say, Danny, that did you say that it requires 2 lawyers to validate it? So how is it possible that your brother was able to be, or you were removed and your brother wasn't put on?
Exactly.
Second lawyer. So that doesn't make sense, that.
Well, it doesn't make sense that the lawyer would approve it. And I don't even know, without looking at the documents, whether Ricky really is or isn't.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And Ricky probably hasn't seen the documents and been told that and believed it. I don't know. But what type of lawyer would say, "Hold it a minute, where's the original documents that with the first lawyer signed?"
Yeah. Well, if you go through the courts,
wouldn't
they'll have
you
to
need
produce
the original documents to get something overturned like that?
Well, the problem is, this is where the religion always trumps, because Ricky's a Jehovah's Witness, my brother, and he doesn't want to do what I've done and gone through the courts, and he wants to be the peacekeeper. And his reasoning is Ashley's looked after mum, which I can't deny he has, but so I don't know. But now that he wants to see his mum, and he goes to the old people's home.
Yeah, but hang on, you can't turn around and say, "I've looked after mum," when you haven't been able to see her. I mean, that's nonsense, isn't it?
It's stupid. I mean, and I've like how I've dealt with it over the years is I've got a photo here. This is my this isn't my brother, but this photo here is me on the back of a 3-wheeler bike when I was like, I don't know, and that's my sister and that's her boyfriend Stephen in front. I haven't seen that photo for 30 years, and it just popped up on my my screen because my brother sent me a few photos. This one here, don't laugh, but this is me playing with dolls when I was little. And my sister used to walk around with a Bible, and I used to walk around in dolls. They used to dress me up like a blooming kid. But, I've got all these memories of my family, and I just don't have a family as such, And this one this will show you my mum.
Did the doll's hair come off? That could be a spare for Shavy.
He'll need it more than he'll need a bit of a thing at the moment. But that's my mum, and I love it a bit. But that's me when I was probably 17, and I was a Jehovah's Witness, Yeah. But yeah, so it's quite sad. But at the moment, my brother's getting a bit of my treatment, and doing later today.
What
are
are the consequences when you say, okay, I don't want to participate in the religion, and I want to take my family out because I love them, and unless it's somewhat beneficial that they have access to, I don't know, more money or more opportunities.
Yeah. Well, basically how it is like I used to be a pioneer, which meant that I used to knock on.
Sorry.
It's all right. So when I left the religion, they basically say, look, they don't just kick you out for willy-nilly. And this is what I actually get annoyed when I think about it now, because what I'm trying to say is I was kicked out for the first time, and then I got reinstated into the congregation 4 months after I got kicked out. But they get 3 elders, they ask you all about what you've done, and then they basically see whether you're sorry for what you've done and you're repentant. But if you do the same thing twice, or 3 times, so let's say I drink and I get drunk. So I'm allowed to drink, but I'm not allowed to drink to excess. So when I was, I think, 20 years of age, I went to a party and people that have just come into the Jehovah's Witness belief, and they had a fridge literally full of beer, and they said, help yourself. So I had 3 or 4 cans of beer, and I was feeling like, oh, I'm pretty cool. But then I had 5 beers, and then I felt pretty sick, and I threw up. So then the do-gooders that were in the religion went to the elders of the congregation and said, Danny got drunk.
They set you up.
Well, it seemed that way, but I hadn't had a father that showed me how to drink. I didn't know how to handle alcohol, and I was a single, my mum was a single parent.
Yeah.
So here they are hauling me out, and they go, what happened? I go, well, I drank too much. I did, and you disgraced Jehovah, you're terrible. So then I got put on public people, because all they worry about is giving a bad name to Jehovah. So they want to tell the congregation that Danny got drunk and it's been dealt with. And then Danny didn't get kicked out, but he got told off publicly.
Right, like what, in newspapers and what?
Say that again?
In a newspaper, like you're from a very small town, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. Yep. Yeah, so they don't tell the world, they just tell the congregation.
The community, okay.
Yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, they get together in the Kingdom Hall, and they have meetings. And on a Tuesday night, they'll give announcements about the health of the congregation, if there's any announcements.
Right.
Did you have to wear a hat or something,
The ladies do.
Is it? No, I'm just thinking something to highlight the naughtiness.
Yeah.
Oh, the pointy hat and the bustle.
Yeah, that's different again. It's a pretty controlling religion, though.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've probably known at least 10 people that have died by suicide because of the religion, and they just give up. And also, we're not educated, so I haven't got any formal education. If I wanted to go to university, it would have been frowned at, because having an education in the world, the world's going to be, everybody you meet, like you guys are considered, if I was a Jehovah's Witness, you would be worldly guys. And the worldly guys you have minimal contact with, because they may influence me to do naughty things.
They'll expose you to something. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So you
that
might.
Sounds very similar to Mormons.
Say that again?
That sounds very similar to Mormons.
Yeah, they are in the same boat. And the origins of the religions, there was there was a Bible study group back in 1860 or something like that, and I think 3 major religions streamed from that discussion group that they used to have. And I think Mormons were the Canon Bible, or the Jehovah's Witnesses had the New Translation, and yeah. But the thing that really gets me, unfortunately, is that I have seen it destroy many families. And the other day, I saw the Jehovah's Witnesses in the street, and I hadn't seen them knocking in the neighborhood. So I wound the window down in the car, and I said, "Can you leave the neighborhood? We don't want you preaching your message here." And they said, "Oh, we're sorry you feel that way." And that's what I got taught to say. If somebody comes up to you in the streets and gives you a hard time, say this. And it really pissed me off. So I went and parked the car, and then I went back to them, and I gave them probably a speech of a lifetime, telling them the things that have happened to me because of the religion. And I also told them, like, 5 of the guys, there's 10 of them, 5 of the guys that I knew, that I grew up with. One of them had abandoned his daughter, and I knew his daughter, and she lives in the North Island, about 800 k's away from me, and he's still knocking on the doors. Now, there's been elders in the congregation used to hang out with these 5 guys that were pedophiles, and one of them used to interfere with somebody I knew when they were kids, and now that guy's died. So I told them, Ron Reynolds was the guy's name, and I said, and he molested blah blah blah, and then I said, and also Trish Kidd, which is my mother. Well, she was drunk 3 months ago and carted off by the police and now assessed in hospital, so my mother could get kicked out of the religion, even though she's got Alzheimer's, because they don't take mental health into anything,
But
and
that's,
they could check her out.
mental health in New Zealand is huge. It's like the #1 cause of suicide in New Zealand. Mental health is massive.
Yeah, and they're not mental health experts. And imagine what it was like at the age of 23, losing everyone that you grew up with. My best mates from the age of 2.5, my best mates all told they're not allowed to hang. I had a business as well. I was a painter and a decorator. I had a business partner. And my business partner's wife was this guy that I told off the other day. And people think I'm nuts and I should just shut up. But there's a conference coming up.
It's not possible, is it? They're asking something that is not possible.
Oh, I literally have no filter. I mean, if you watch this video here, if you didn't know my background and you didn't know that I'd already had a conversation 3 times with these people in the park, have a look at this. This is me in my skirt.
There's no sound.
Oh, is there? They so these guys, that guy standing right in front of me, he used to live in the same building as me. He knew who I was. These guys knew me as soon as they saw me. They go, "It's Danny de Hek." But that guy used to live in the same building as me, and I didn't know he was a Jehovah's Witness. That guy there cleaned my carpets, because that's the only profession that you can have as a Jehovah's Witnesses. He was from about 300 kilometers away from where I used to live. The 2 ladies in the background were actually friends of my mother. And me telling them that my mother was trying to end her life the other day would have been news to them, because no one talks about that stuff. And then there's a guy to my left. So I'm actually telling the fuck.
So the Jehovah Witness are only allowed to clean carpets.
Window cleaners, builders. That doesn't
like more labor related. More like building.
That frees up your time. So on a rainy day, you might not be able to go to work, so you can go out preaching the word of Jehovah instead. And that's where we'll be knocking on your doors.
Is that on your shorts? Is it that one?
What's that?
That video.
Yeah, it is. I'll actually put the link. But
Yeah,
I mean,
can you do that? I'll have a look at it. I've got to scoot off in a pretty much.
Yep, that's cool,
Danny. But I've posted the before I go. I posted that link to.
Oh, and that's their version of the same thing.
Well, just if you
so if you go like that,
yeah,
and then you go like that, that's like for like. And that gives you more reason why you believe that it's this, a legitimate blockchain thingy.
Yeah, well, and conscious DAO's linked to DAO Versal.
Oh, right.
So,
So
it's, a
this
bit
is
like
when
the
you,
it's a bit like the wallpapers. That was the reference that I made.
so you could theoretically follow go back to the very start of this and find similar wallet addresses that have been used between platforms.
No, this is its own Mickey Mouse blockchain.
Okay.
But just look at the similarities between the two. They're clearly using the same sort of same
Oh yes,
stack,
it's
same technical.
literally the replica of where you just landed.
Oh,
It's
so
got different numbers in terms of the wallets and the
yeah, but the
volume.
setup,
and what have you.
the layout, the script, it's
Yeah.
they haven't got as many though, have they? 250,000 versus 6 million.
No.
Is that right?
but all they're doing is just shifting it there. If you're not there, then you're there. It's just giving you more outlets.
Yeah, whoever's written this software, there's obviously a link. I think. Well, I say obviously. I think, but there appears to be some suggestion. There's a link between the two. I haven't been able to verify that, but I don't think we ever will. Really, it's the difficulty. Anyway, guys, look.
Hey, my brother's just come back and he said off to a meeting now and then going off to my cousin Shah's place. She's a Jehovah's Witness.
I hope you get it sorted, Danny.
Yeah, that's right. You go. Thanks, mate. Awesome. Thanks for that. Appreciate your help. There's my story.
Cheers, crypto.
Cheers up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And where are you at with it all, Rod? I mean, what are you doing with your crypto? You seem interested in it?
Yeah. So far I've invested, I don't know, over the last maybe 8 years, about 25 grand, and probably I'm now about 2,000 in minus. So I've actually made quite a bit back, but in the beginning I just lost. Anything that looked like crypto. I mean, I had Bitcoin pretty much in the beginning.
Yeah.
When it was like just $1 or something. And then and then after where I got rid of all my Bitcoins, and I think I sold it for like, I don't know, $200 a pop.
Oh, really? Oh, but that was a lot of money, but not in comparison.
Yeah. I mean, the guy sold me a dream that like tomorrow I'll be rich, and I'll be like, okay. And then, I mean, it took like 6-7 years to actually take off. And then I got back in the crypto phase, maybe, I don't know, was it 224? Yeah, 2016 again, 2017. And just, here $20, there $10. And the last 2 years, pretty much harder. But all in all, I like to have my financial in sort of assets or something that, redeems sort of money back.
Yeah, no, hard one though. I mean, it's quite. I mean, using that Ruby coin is a sort of an example of what can go wrong in a way, because I got gifted. I'll tell you, I got gifted $100 and $45, and then a few extra dollars, and it added up to $155 US. And then I think I've actually bought 2 lots of 100 as well. So New Zealand. So probably that all up, I've invested $210 US.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way up to $1,200 return. And then I thought, that's good. And I thought, wow, sorry?
$1,200. So you invested 300 and went up to 1,200.
Well, I invested 210 and it went up to 1,200. So now it's dropped back to $715, and that's all within the last 2 months. So it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. So when you see it going up, you think, I'll buy more. And then all of a sudden it drops, and then you're thinking, I'll sell it before I lose.
Yeah.
But so this one, because I got gifted the money and I have put $100 of my own money in, I'm just trying to forget I've got it, because it's one of those tokens that is like worth 20 cents. 20% of a cent.
Yeah.
So we had somebody withdraw $80,000, and it seemed to have manipulated everyone into a scare, and it went down from, I think it was up to 285. I don't know, nearly 30 cents. No, what am I trying to say? 30% of a cent, and now it's right back to 10 or 11% of a cent. So hopefully it will go back up again. But because I know the project and I've been in their offices, because I said to my mate, Crypto G wants me to have a wee walkthrough.
Yeah.
It sort of helped me sort of think, I'll just leave it there because I got the money free.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's exciting when it goes up, and it's hard not to think, I should just put $1,000 from my Visa on it, perhaps, and then I'll put it back at the end of the month, and then before you know it, you've got a debt for $1,000 on your Visa.
Yeah, but I mean, when you walk through there and you told us about that, and for me, when I used the site, it had more of a sort of a longevity sort of thing. It's not one of these pump and dump sort of things. They've got bits and projects in place, so they're not here just for tomorrow. They've got a bit of a future planned. I mean, their games are very simple. They're easy to use. They're user friendly, and it's
true. I mean, it's easy to, I mean, like, I don't want to, but what I like about it is if you went and looked at, I think the Ruby Play Network, you can see it, and you can see you can see it. I feel like I can touch this one, but you can see. Actually, I don't even know what that's doing. I'm looking at that graph at the moment, so I don't know enough about this. But if you went over the last
a month or a year,
that's a year.
And
then it's gone up to here, which is I'm reading those figures wrong because it's 0, 0. It's not even. It's nothing, is it?
No.
Oh, yeah. So that's all right. And then you can see that we got to here, and I'm thinking, oh no, it's going backwards, and now we've gone back, but we're still higher than we were when we started. Yeah. So even though theoretically everyone thought, it's over, it's managed to stay above where it was before that started. So in December, it had a big spike, February, April, and then April. So yeah, so I feel quite good about it. But then if you go back and go all time, my mate bought up here, and
but that's basically sometimes when companies go and they promote their products, they get seed money, crowd money, and they sort of promote or like sort of project what the coin is worth as like a use case, and then obviously people will buy in because like, okay, I'm gonna get it at the at the very beginning, and it's gonna be cheap, and they buy it. How much was it in the beginning? Like
I think it was $1. It was dollar for dollar. My mate bought like $5,000 worth, and then he got shares in the company as well. And then because he knew the company, and he said he won't sell shares because he believes the company so much.
Oh yeah, I mean
And then when he was getting to here, I think his $5,000 went back up to worth about $25,000 or something, whatever it was. Yeah. So it's quite cool. When you watch it and you listen to it, and I don't know enough to study it. I'm not going to sit here and look at a graph and go, I'm just going to listen to a mate and trust, But I still think what makes sense after seeing the company that all I need is for people to put 100,000. I think it's got something like the volume each day is not very much. But I witnessed another one called Luna One, and that was the one that tried to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for $3.8 million. But they were trading volumes of like millions of dollars per day. But then I found out who was buying it and selling it to himself to inflate the volume.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, so I'd rather see a volume of $798 in a day.
Oh yeah, that's
that's
what they have like as all time high.
The all time high is 0. Well, there it is. There, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And
how much is the supply chain? Just go take left.
Nothing there. So what does that mean? Oh, there you go.
That means
somebody told me not to. Well, a lot of people say I wouldn't touch it, and I go, oh yeah, but I'm not going to lose anything. So is there another exchange that's better than Coinbase? Coinbase.
Oh, I don't like Coinbase.
So you should be able to find this on. So what I need to do is find the name of the. Because then if you go to like Binance, the problem is obviously you can.
I got it.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have to. You could also trade it, so you can buy it on Binance and probably on their website as well.
Well, I don't even know if you can, but now I have to log in. I'm not going to do that online. But
but
you get the drift, the drama of it all. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, I might call it quits. It's been quite a nice chat. We obviously didn't get a meeting from We Are All Satoshi, which is no surprise. I think that's quite a laugh, the fact that we haven't didn't get anything. But like I said with the photo, it's a bit of a scream that that theoretically they're going to blame a launch on the fact that they had to move offices. And if you really think that is a legitimate reason for a company that was going to stagger out the launch anyway and have it all planned out, we've been told that Chavis is actually potentially in a canoe with a laptop trying to update the DNS settings. So it's been a catastrophe, I tell you. Lightning, hurricane, just absolutely crazy, isn't it? So onwards and upwards. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And thanks, Rod. Nice having you here.
Take care.
All right, mate. You rock. Thanks, dude.
Cheers.
And everyone in the chat room, we've got a good, healthy chat room today. My says I've got 46 people viewing us, so I think there might be a slight technical glitch on that, but let's hope. So there you go. So sorry about the personal story in between there, but you might realize why the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger actually does what he does, and it's because of his religious upbringing. And I used to sit there and listen to the elders and the ministerial servant gaslight us from the stage every Tuesday, Thursday, and also on a Sunday. So my brother has just messaged me some lovely photos of myself when I was a kid. You can see me here on the back of a bike, which is pretty cool. And I remember that photo being taken. We managed to get this tandem bike. That was a hoot. Rode that around the neighborhood. I got no shame. I used to play with dolls when I was little. I haven't seen these photos that you're looking at for 30 plus years. And my brother just sent me a few snapshots from the family photo album telling me that I can come around and help myself to any of the photos that I might want to have, which is quite nice. But however, when I wrote to him and said, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? He said he's off to the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall to get his daily fix. And then he's off to visit my cousin who's in the religion called Carmen. Not Carmen, Charmaine, which is quite nice, which I haven't seen her for many years. So if you know, I spend a lot of time on busting these scams. I don't think these guys are any better than any religious cult that I've had an association with. They go after the Black African community. They go after people that have religious beliefs because they're easy prey. They trust what people say. I've watched about 20, at least, if not 30 scams, Ponzi schemes like this, where they never deliver what they're going to do. So don't become a statistic. Start looking at things and questioning people. If you can't find contact details on their website, then don't sign up. If you can't find a physical office where their staff are, if you can't find photos of their staff on their website, maybe that's a red flag in itself. Let's pretend, before you sign up, let's pretend you want to withdraw your money from the platform. Are you allowed to? Do you have to sign up your money for a long period of time? You got to start asking these questions, guys. You know, I'm getting tired of doing this. I can't keep spending all this time on my YouTube channel trying to help people, even though I've enjoyed the journey. All right, guys, love you all, and thank you so much for supporting the chat room. Special thanks to Susie and Richard, who bought me some lovely coffees this afternoon or this morning. It truly makes a difference keeping it all going. Check out my website, dehek.com. Or if you're a Kiwi, you can go to danny.co.nz. On there, you can see a contact form. If you've been scammed, let me know. Tell me who scammed you. What was the name of the project? How much money you put in? How long ago it was? If you've got wallet addresses of the money, please let me know. The amount of people that contact me, you wouldn't believe it. Every week I hear of another person that's lost $100, $250,000, $1 million. I even had a guy ring me up once telling me he lost $5 million. That's where'd you get the money from? He said, it's my family money. They trusted me with the purse strings of the family. They all donated and chipped in. He got over $5 million and put it all into Hyperverse. He said that he went to withdraw, I think it was $30,000, and it turned into, it could only get $1,600 worth of the back of his $5 million. It's not funny, but you know, this is what's happening in real time. If you go on the internet, there's a real good documentary called I've forgotten it now. Con something. It's about a crypto opportunity. Susie, you're back from date night, and I'm just signing off. Some burritos. What's that one? What's the name of that Netflix documentary? Con chain. It was something like blockchain. I've forgotten, but it was something to do with maybe next time ask me if you want to know what it is. But it's a real good thing on Netflix, and it just shows you the money that this guy was making. He was like making $500,000 Bitcoin. I think it's called Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a good one. You got it right. Bitcoin. We're getting there. Let's see if we can have it on the stage. Spelled like that. Bitcoin. Brilliant wee documentary. But I think that's very feasible. And he got to walk, even though he was promoting it. I think he finished up dobbing in people, just like Brenda Chunga. She's been trying to dob in people left, right, and centre. Claims she only made £3 million from Hyperverse. But I've heard from people who know her, who even lived in the same house as her, that she'd been setting up overseas accounts and siphoning the money away. So even if she goes, Bitcoin, there it is, you rock. That's how cool it is. Thank you very much. That's a brilliant wee thing to watch. Go watch it now. And do remember to hit the thumbs up and all that stuff on this video. I really appreciate it. That's me signing off for a day. That's Sunday, the 21st of April, 26 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. And theoretically, right now, we were meant to have a Boomerang platform that was going to be launched where you could trade to your heart's content and do arbitrage trading with $3 million worth of flash loan money. How did that work out? Well, it didn't work, did it? They'll keep stringing you along. They'll keep coming up with lame excuses. But remember, if you tune in here, I might be able to give you some red flags before they happen. There's a red flag. I've got red flags ready to go here. Have a good afternoon, guys.